So good morning to everyone. So this is my first video that is totally based on the MERN stack. So in this video, first we will discuss about the MERN stack and overview and architecture from the scratch. So first we will start with the overview of this MERN stack. So in overview of this MERN stack, we will discuss what is this MERN stack. So MERN, it is a JavaScript based full stack library for building the dynamic web applications. It stands for the M stand for the MongoDB, that is called as database. E stand for the Express.js, and it is the backend framework. R stand for the front-end library, that is called as React.js, and N stand for server environment, which is used for creating the backend applications. So these are the four combination of this MERN stack, which is used for creating the complete full stack web applications. So it enable end-to-end development using the JavaScript for both client side and server side. Means by using this MERN stack, we can create the full stack web applications along with the combination of MongoDB, Express, React, and the Node. So it allow for a seamless, efficient, and the fast development process. Means by using this MERN stack, we can create very seamless, very efficient, and very fast development process for both client side as well as the server side. Means we can create the full stack applications. So why we use this MERN stack? What are the advantages of using this MERN stack? So the first advantages of this using MERN stack, it is single language JavaScript across all the layers. So the layer that we discuss, MongoDB, Express, then React, and the Node, all the layers are totally based on the JavaScript library. So this is the first advantage of using this MERN stack. Second advantage of this MERN stack, it is very large ecosystem and active community. Means large ecosystem means there is very huge ecosystem of this MERN stack. It is available and there are lot of developer is working on this MERN stack. Means it has very active community is available. Ideal for the modern single page applications. Means by using this MERN stack, we can create a very modern single page application. Single page application means we can perform all the operation on the single page. Means there is no need to switch on to the another page. That is called as single page applications. So single page application is very fast, right? It is very performance optimized. That's why it is used for creating the ideal modern single page applications. MERN stack, it is very free to use. Means we can easily download from the internet because it is totally based on the JavaScript library. So there is no cost for that. And this is very open source technology. Open source technology means it is license free. You do not need to pay anything. You can easily download from the internet. We can easily integrate this MERN stack with any third-party library. Third-party library means, for example, external library you are using, that is called a JavaScript library. Then we can easily integrate, we can easily download from the internet, and we can easily use the third-party library into the MERN stack by using this npm install. And here you have to give the library name. Whatever the library name that you are using, you can give that library name at here. Okay, so that is the advantages of using this MERN stack. Let us discuss the third point, MERN stack architecture layer. So here we will discuss the layer by layer architecture. Layer by layer architecture means it contains the four layers. First is for MongoDB, second is for Express, third is for React, and fourth is for Node. So first layer that comes under, that is called as React.js. This is called as UI. So React.js, it is the front-end JavaScript library which is used for creating the front-end applications. That's why it comes under UI, means user interface. It is client-side applications. Client-side application means it is used only for creating the front-end application only for creating the client-side applications. It is not used for creating the back-end applications. Now that is the front end, and it is used for creating the single page applications. Second layer that comes, it is the combination of both, that is called as E, Express, and the N, that is the node. So Express plus node, so Express, this is the framework, and node, it is used for creating the server side application. It is the back end. And both means Express and the node, these are used for creating this backend REST APIs. REST means representational state transfer. API means application programming interface. Okay. So why we create this REST APIs? Because, so for example, I want to fetch the data from backend to the front end. Then how I can fetch? I have to use the APIs. For that, I have to connect the front end means React with the backend means Express and Node.js. So why we use this Express.js plus Node? It is used for creating the server side logic on the backend side, and it is a combination of Node.js plus Express. So this is used for handling the different type of requests. For example, get request, post request, put request, and the delete request. These are the different type of request which is used to work with the Node.js. It is also used for creating the different type of APIs for getting the data, for posting the data, for deleting the data, for updating the data. Then again for creating the different types of routing and the logic. So this is the second and the third layer, that is called as Express plus Node. And the fourth layer that comes under this MongoDB, that is called as MongoDB database. So it acts as a NoSQL database. NoSQL database means there are the two type of database. First is the SQL database, which is used to save the data into the table format. For example, MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle. These are called as SQL database. SQL means structured query language. And second database, it is called as NoSQL database, which is used to save the data in the means schema. It not save the data into the table format. So MongoDB, it acts as the NoSQL database that comes under the MERN stack and which is used to save the data. So these are the layer of this these are the layer of this MERN stack. Let us discuss the fourth point, that is called as component explained. So first point here we will discuss, that is called as component explain. So the first point we are going to discuss, that is called as MongoDB, that is called as database. So as we discussed, MongoDB, it is a NoSQL database. It is used for storing the data in the JSON format. JSON means JavaScript object notation. It is the combination of key value pair. Like BASIN format, BASIN means binary format. Then it works great with the JavaScript via the MongoDB, Node.js driver or the Mongoose. Means by using this MongoDB database, we can easily connect with the Node.js by using this Mongoose library, that is the JavaScript library. It is ideal for storing the hierarchical data like user profile, comment, blog post, and etc. Means by using this MongoDB, we can save the large amount of data in the key value pair in the JSON format. Now, this is the JSON format, right? So these are called as key value pair, right? ID act as the key and this 1, 2, 3, it act as the value. This is the username at here and this is my email. Okay, so that is called as JSON data. Okay, so the MongoDB save the data in the JSON format. It not save the data in the table format as MySQL save. Second term we'll discuss, that is called as Express.js. So Express.js, it is the backend framework, right? And this is the very lightweight framework for building the RESTful APIs. So by using this Express.js, we can create the different type of RESTful APIs, application programming interface. It is used to simplify the HTTP request handling, means it handle the request. HTTP request means there are the different types of HTTP requests like the GET, PUT, POST, DELETE. So it is used for handling the different type of request. Then it is used for creating the middlewares, and it is used for creating the routing. Express.js, it is totally built on the top of Node.js. Top of Node.js means if we are using the Express.js, then we have to use the Express.js at the top of the program. Now this is a very simple example of this Express.js. So here I am using this app.get. So get, it is the method which is used to get the data from this API. Request and response, these are the object. So request means it is used to send the request to the server, and response, it is used to save the response data. And here we will write the logic for how to fetch the user data from the MongoDB. Third term that we discussed, that is called React.js. This is the front-end library. As I told you that this is used for creating the user interface. So React.js is totally based on the component. Component means that is, it is very small building amount. It is the different types of modules. So component based UI library by the Facebook. So React.js, it is developed by the Facebook. It build very fast, dynamic and single page applications. So by using this React.js, we can create the single page application that is very fast and dynamic. By using this React.js, we can fetch the data from the backend APIs, means built in the Express via the Axios or the fetch. So if you want to fetch the data from the backend APIs, then here we can do either using this fetch method or by using this Axios method, we can fetch the data from the backend APIs. So for example, we have one API like API by user, that the backend APIs, and I want to fetch the data. So here I will use the fetch method. Fetch method is the predefined method of JavaScript. Once you receive the data, then we are saving the data in the response object using this then method. And finally, we are updating that data using this set user functions. So in this way, we can fetch the data from the backend APIs using this fetch method. Fourth, that is called a Node.js. So it is the runtime environment. So it runs JavaScript code on the server because Node.js, it is used for creating the backend applications, and Node.js is totally based on the JavaScript. So it handles the different types of concurrent requests using event-driven, non-blocking input and output. So suppose if we are sending the request to the Node.js server, then Node.js server, it handle the request because Node.js server, it is a single threaded. It doesn't block any request, that the non-block. It process every request. We can easily integrate this Node.js with the Express.js, that the host the Express backend. So we can easily integrate. So these are the, and fourth point is that think of it as the glue that bind the backend and the database together. So by using this Node.js, we can combine the Express.js and the database together. So fifth point, how this MERN stack workflow. So here we will discuss how this MERN stack flow. So first, the client means request. Clients will send a request from the Viva the form or the button. So let us consider we have one form, and I want to send some request to the form, some data to the form. Then what I will do, I will send one request to the Node.js server. Okay, so server will receive my request, it process my request, and it interact with the database like the MongoDB. And after that, MongoDB will store or retrieve the necessary data based on the client request. And it then server send the response like JSON data back to the React front end. So this MongoDB will send the data in the JSON format to the React front end, and the React update the UI accordingly, user interface accordingly. So this is the working of MERN stack. In this way, the MERN stack work. So that are the layer that we already discussed. So in this way, the MERN stack totally works. So React will send the request to this Express and the Node.js. Then Express and Node.js will send the request to the MongoDB. MongoDB will take the data and it again send this data to the React.js, and we will get the data onto the client side. Now, sixth point, this is the project folder structure for this MongoDB. So here, first we will create this MERN stack applications. Then this MERN stack application we contain the client side and we have the server side. So in the client side, we have one source folder. Inside this, we will put all the, that is the coding that is inside these components. And in the server side, we have this model folder. We have this routing folder for creating the different types of routes. Model folder, it is used for creating the different types of models. For example, MongoDB schema. And app.js, it is the main entry file which is used to execute the Node.js server. And package.json file. So package.json file contain the all the dependencies, all the library that we install. So seventh point, what are the example use cases of this MERN stack where we can use this MERN stack? We can use this MERN stack for creating the social media platform, like for example, Facebook, Instagram, this one. Then it is also used for creating the different types of e-commerce website like the Flipkart, Amazon, Snapdeal. Then we can use the MERN stack for creating the admin dashboard, for creating the blogging platform, and it is also used for creating the real-time collaboration tools. So what are the advantages of this MERN stack? Again, it is end-to-end JavaScript library, means it is totally based on the JavaScript library. This is used for fetching the real-time data with the React state. Then this is very scalable and the flexible, NoSQL storage. By using this MERN stack, we can reuse the component from one component into another component. And this MERN stack has very strong community supports. And what are the disadvantages of this MERN stack? First disadvantage is it is not suitable for the heavy relational data. Means, for example, if we are working with a large amount of data, then it is not possible to save the large amount of data. Means the MERN stack is not able to process that large amount of data. So if you are the beginner and if you are learning this MERN stack, then it has very initial learning curve because it is totally based on the JavaScript library. So, and the third point, it is server-side rendering require the extra efforts. So suppose by using this MERN stack, if we want to implement the server-side rendering, means we want to fetch the data from the server side, then this is not possible because we have to take the extra efforts by using this server-side efforts of this one. Okay, so thank you so much. This is for the today's session of this drama.